PPC will not be having its general meeting this coming Monday, but will rather be embarking on a process of reconstituting its board. PPC Executive Chairman Bheki Sibiya joined CNBC Africa's David Williams in studio earlier today and had this to say about the company's plans going forward.
For us, we are, on behalf of the shareholders, relieved that we have reached the agreement that we have. It has components which we need to look at and say 6 of the current executive, or rather non-executive directors, are going to remain in the board, and most of them are those who are heading actually the board committees of one form or another. For us, we wanted to ensure that there is continuity. And then, of course, the petitioning or requisitioning shareholders are nominating people who are already in the notice. Beyond that, though, all the shareholders are given the opportunity between now and Monday the 8th, end of the business day, to make nominations. Those nominations are all going to be pulled together, and the nominations committee, which is headed by Mr. Tim Ross, who is an independent non-executive director, who is the lead at the moment, chairing the nominations committee, will come up with a number probably of about 14 prospective directors. Those will be presented in the AGM on the 26th of January, and then 6 from those will be voted into the board.
Well, that was Bheki Sibiya, the chairman of PPC. But to give us more perspective as well as analysis on this, I'm joined now on the line by shareholder activist Theo Botha for more on PPC's decision not to hold its special shareholder meeting next Monday. Theo, good to have you on the line with us as always. The PPC drama has been well spoken about and reported on in the media space, but the outcome that they've officially reached, who are the winners here?
Well, I think everybody's actually the winner. I think that the board of directors have managed to resolve the issue, and I think the asset owners who brought this meeting forward onto Mondays through the Companies Act are also winners, because at the end of the day, I think that if they had that general meeting, there was just too much risk. I mean, where do you have a resolution whereby you ask to you vote off all the board of directors and then you vote on new directors? So I think this is a win-win scenario for everybody, and hopefully, the company share price can, start moving upwards, because the company share price has moved down tremendously, and the company has suffered a reputational damage as regards to the state.
What do you make of the restrictions, though, Theo, with regard to outgoing board members or those who can be voted in?
Yeah, I think, I'm sure that was an agreement which was reached by the various parties. In that some of the directors don't put their names forward, but at least there are some existing board members on the board. And the other thing which is important is that in terms of the SENS, the board is saying that if anybody else wants to come onto the board, well, they can also get a shareholder to nominate them. So if any other shareholder wants another member to be on the board to represent them, they can also do that. So it's not prescribed in the sense, or restricted in the sense that it's just those directors. Any other director can come forward. Obviously nominated by a shareholder.
Your thoughts on how Getso Godan played these cards? Is he on the unfortunate losing end here, or maybe was a bit too honest with regard to his disagreements with his fellow colleagues back at PPC?
Yeah, I don't know. My thoughts are, I think it was unfortunate in a sense. I mean, when he resigned, then he wanted to come back. And then it created a bit of turmoil. The share price went down, and then certain shareholders supported him. I think it was unfortunate for PPC, and I think in the end it cost PPC shareholders, because the share price went down. I'm sure it could have been handled in a different manner, probably a lot better. But reflecting on something, self-reflection and hindsight is always an exact science.
Exactly. Theo, thank you so much for your time.